I like all this, like the overgrown aspect. That's a lot of red cars, what the heck? Right away, driver. Right, next platform, 10:03, so this is a 10-minute hop as well, which we're already late for, so that's got an X through it now. We didn't complete that on time, which is brilliant. Look at the detail here. I think they're coal thingies, probably coal supplies to the power plant. Let's have a look at the power station on the way past. I wonder if that's the station car park, or the car park for this factory. Not too worried about completing the scenario on time or anything. It's not a career, you can't have a career anyway in add-on DLC from other companies. Only Dovetails are allowed to do career stuff, which is slightly annoying if I'm honest, but that's the way it is. I like how there's so many trees here, just to block out the sound of the trains and block out the visibility of the power station. Rusty Bridge. Double-decker buses, wow. And a lot of them as well. It's funny, we Brits love our double-decker buses. Even disappearing ones, look at this. Watch that one disappear. Donk! Well, there's the power station anyway. Yeah, I remember in London they tried to get the bendy buses in. I think they only lasted about 2-3 years. Got replaced by the double-deckers. Nobody liked them, just nobody liked them. There was just a massive uprising against the whole bendy bus. Cars don't like them, the passengers don't like them. It's hilarious. I mean, those bendy buses are all over Europe, but in the UK, nope. Not here. Not in our land. We just like our double-deckers. Why is it 22 miles to Swindon, and yet it's only 10 miles away? 10 minutes away, and it's 22 miles. What the heck? Yeah, I've got a feeling I'm going to fail all these. Unless there's a timing stop in between, there's no way I can actually get there on time. Okay, it looks fairly safe. Let's have a quick look where we are. Okay, so that's the... Oh, look at that. Hey, the power plant has actually got a looping point through it. Transfer with fuel station there. That implies if there's not already some scenarios doing that, you could make one. Okay, looks like we're about to pass another train, I think. I think I saw another train coming at us on that overhead. Is that it? There it is. It's pretty cool. Very nice around here, isn't it? More farmland again. Some lovely little houses. Yeah, so we're here, and it's Bolt Straight west. Pick up passengers from Swindon platform 4. Swindon, of course, quite a big station. I think Swindon is, correct me if I'm wrong, quite well known for insurance. I'm not sure. Is it Swindon or... No, maybe it's Swinton. Actually, I don't know. Might be talking complete nonsense. I should have tooted my horn over there, level crossing. Or maybe not, actually. I think they do in America. I think in the States they sound the horn or the bell when they pass over a level crossing, but in the UK they don't. There's a place that I go to in Hertfordshire, which is next to Essex where I live, and you go over a level crossing, and quite often I'll have to stop while the barrier comes down and the trains go over, and they never, ever sound their horn when they cross, ever. And that line goes into London, so it's a very busy line. So the barrier comes down an awful lot. And the actual station is right next to the road. So the trains come in, and if they're stopping at the station, the barrier comes down on the road, and then the train comes in, and then it stops at the platform, but it comes in so slowly because it's going to stop at that platform. And then the barriers go up, and you cross the track, and where you cross the track, the back of the train is about 3-4 meters away. You could almost reach out the window and touch it. It's that tight to the road. What's this? Wantage Down. Wantage Down Main we're about to pass, whatever that is. Yeah, look at the scenery now compared to what we saw earlier. It is just open countryside. Good old British countryside. Completely different. This train needs a turbo button. Just doesn't go quick enough. Okay, this is it, whatever it is. Wantage Down Main. That there, I think. What the heck is it? Is it just like a signalling point? A bridge? I have no idea. No idea what that was. Mobile phone. Bales of hay, round balers. I know this from Farming Sim. You get square bales and round bales. That's a round baler has done that. It's funny, but when you make the square bales, they're like little Weetabix on the floor. The advantage of the square bales is they don't roll. You can pick them up and you can stack them. And, you know, they stack very nicely and efficiently on the back of a trailer. But the round ones are... The machinery that makes the round one is much cheaper because it's simpler. You know, as the straw comes in, or the hay or whatever comes in... It's not hay, is it? It's straw. Yeah, it's straw. As it comes in, it can just spin it around a loop and create a round bale very easily, and then throw it out the back. The round bales are really easy to make. The machinery that makes the square bales is more complicated and expensive, but the bales themselves are more convenient. The round bales, if you're not careful, roll down the hill. True story. I like this, even on this section of track, which is fundamentally a straight line, very easy to lay out in an editor, but even then there's details that they've put on the way. You keep getting little things, little bits and pieces, so they kind of kept it interesting. Like, it'd be very easy for a modeler to just come here and just go, you know what, let's just lay it out, put some trees up, be done with it. You know, minimalistic. But they've not done that. They've come back and added stuff here and there. This probably doesn't exist in real life, but it, you know, makes it look slightly better. "13 miles to Swindon." A bit disappointed that we're going to completely fail the rest of the scenario because of that one thing, which wasn't a mistake by me. I just don't understand that. I don't get how I got there early, and then it made me leave late, and then everything else is late. It makes no sense. Thing is about that, I did actually pick up the passengers. I picked them up a bit late, but I did pick them up, so I don't understand why it's put an X through it. What's this crazy overhead? Looks like it was built to carry advertising boards as well, for the driver. Tiredness kills. Take a break. Like you see on the motorway. It is a fair run, this. Good grief. How are we all doing back here? He is still in the same pose he was in at the start. That's insane. Wow, if you listen to that, if you listen very carefully, you can kind of hear the suspension in the wheels, like the noises that you get, and the distant hum of the engine. Come on, give me a side view. There we go. I do like this train. It's not very fast, but I do like it. It's your kind of classic diesel. Sadly, a bit of a dying breed, of course. Wherever they've not electrified, you have to use them. But anywhere they've electrified, nope. .8 miles, 10:03. We need to prepare ourselves for an arrival into Swindon. But just think about it. This is just one section. We're doing one section now of this scenario. And we're doing it at high speed. And after that, you can go all the way up to Bristol. Sorry, you can go all the way up to Exeter, you can go all the way up to Cardiff, you can branch out towards Oxford. Just so much track. I feel like I could make like half a dozen videos out of this lot. Just to see all the track. Never mind the scenarios. I should probably look at the trains I don't have and maybe pick some of them up. Which is what I suspect they would anticipate you doing. You buy this scenario and go, oh my god, look how much track there is. And you buy it and then you're like, yeah, I want to play those scenarios, I'm going to go and buy that train now. And then they just get more sales. Which is quite clever and fair enough, but they should do a bundle. They should bundle, they should sell this on its own, but they should also bundle it and go, right, here it is, with all the different trains, the different locos that you need, all at a nice price. Yeah, we've discounted everything in the bundle. That's what Dovetail do. They kind of package things together and discount stuff. They package it together and call it, you know, the Western Mainlines Mega Bundle, and then just chuck all the things in there that you need. That'd be awesome. Gone down to 2 tracks, look. Some point back there, I wasn't paying attention. 2 tracks must have gone off. How far are we away? 6 miles. When did that happen exactly? Okay, so apparently that happened a long time ago. There it is. Here. Wantage up main reserve. It's suddenly merged down into 2. It reminds me again of when I used to play Railway Tycoon and stuff, and you could build, you know, 2-track stuff or 4-track stuff. And I think later on, I think it's with Transport Tycoon, they got mods out that would allow you to build like 6-track. And you could come into these massive platforms. So good. And the game would actually work out how to route the trains, so it would come down the track, and then when it got to the platform, it would try to branch out to one of the... So if you crossed over the lines, the train, and put signalling in, the trains would cross track to track. But if you wasn't careful, you would deadlock the whole thing, so you had to learn about how to design tracks with signals that didn't deadlock. It was actually quite cool. 4.8 miles. It's a pretty big journey, this. Grief. I wish these guys did something, you know? I wish you'd change pose. I wish you'd get a laptop out. I wish you'd start reading a magazine and putting the headphones in. Just, you know, something. So static. I hate moving through static worlds, you know? I want to move through a living world. I know it's all fake. I know these are just polygons and stuff, but I want to feel like I'm... like there's people and going about the business. You know, vans are driving around, cars. Policemen even, just anything to make it feel alive until the ultimate simulator comes along, the simulator to end all simulators, the world's most massively online sim ever, where I'm driving a train and you're flying overhead in your 737 and there's a guy driving past in his truck. Because that, when that happens, that's going to be pretty amazing. Okay, 85 limit coming up. .7 miles. It's amazing when you power off down to 0 power, how quickly you start to lose speed. Well, 40% seems to not quite hold it, more or less. Arriving at 10:09 to pick up passengers at 10:03. GG. .85 on the track. Right, Swindon, look how built up this is. Okay, 1 mile out, I'm going to start braking. By the end of this scenario, I'll probably have a bit of a handle on how to brake this thing. Right, 2/3 of a mile. Look how many tracks we've got here. Good grief. Why is it all empty? Why is it not full of freight and stuff? Okay, I think this thing's brakes are actually quite good. I could easily get away with braking a lot later. Where the heck is the actual platform? Okay. Unfortunately, we haven't got time to look around. Just something I would have liked to do. I like to get into the platform about 30 to 20 miles an hour. Something around that mark. This actually looks like a short-ish platform. Look at all the overgrown stuff around the track. Did they not spray weed killer? Wow, that actually looks like Chelmsford, that bit. Chelmsford does that, has a railing bit, although it's dropped off because it's elevated, Chelmsford track. Okay, the back seems to be on. So a very quick look at Swindon. What's that, Just Trains advert? They put an advert for themselves in their own map. Like you do. From what I've been told, that's reasonably accurate of Swindon. Let's see if we get a tick here or not. I don't think we will because we're late. Right away, driver. Failed. ETA 1022. Oh look, Chippenham, we might actually get there on time. It looks like this one's correctly spaced out. I think there's a problem in the scenario. There's no way you could have done that. Let's get a side view of her accelerating out of Swindon. The diesel spewing out the top. It's a very dark blue colour scheme, isn't it? Hey up. Wow, that looks like a disused factory where they've removed the roof and then just used it as a car park. Like, what? Why have they left the wall though? Is that a listed building? That's really weird. You'd think they'd either take the walls down and be done with it, or rebuild the whole thing. That roundabout there is basically a turnaround point. There's nowhere else to go. You just go to the end and turn around on the roundabout. It's so weird. And completely pointless. Like, normally roundabouts are only ever made so that you can meet multiple roads into one place. A turnaround point's just usually a piece of tarmac. Lots of little ooh, there's some trucks there, look. Quite a few factories in Swindon, it seems. Right, Chippenham Platform 1, 1022 in 15 miles. I wonder if I can, why is it that lets you walk around? Oh, it's that one, isn't it? That's right. The 8 key lets you free roam, so you can kind of sit down the side of the track here and watch your own train come past. Awesome. Loco, there's an engine at the front and an engine at the back. Did you hear that? Yeah, the free roam is quite handy when you want to look around the... But it's better when the train stops, because then you can actually look around the platform and you can look around the inside of the train. If there's one thing... I mean, you know, that game... What's it called? London Underground Simulator. There's one thing that game actually does well. It lets you walk around the environment. Although, you do tend to fall through it quite a bit. I've fallen through the platform a number of times, but you can, you know, open the door, step out of your tube train, walk down the platform, jump inside the carriage, you know, mingle with the passengers. You can't actually sit down with them, which is annoying. But even that is, you know, we don't have that in Train Simulator, we don't have that in Euro Truck Simulator, or American Truck Simulator, or even Flight Simulator. Although recently they added a like a mode in P3D where you could go into like an avatar. It's called an avatar mode, and it lets you walk around the outside of the aircraft, but it's a bit basic. But yeah, London Underground Sim, you're free to just walk around where you like. It's quite fun. I think the people who make these games just don't really understand. They don't really understand what people want, you know? They don't it doesn't occur to them that stuff like that is actually important. Like in Euro Truck Simulator and American Truck Simulator, people have been asking for a long time, can I please just get out of my truck? And, you know, the community has put it to SCS a number of times, can you just let us do this? And I think they just sit there going, but why? But why do you want to do that? And then they come out with answers like, oh, well, the graphics engine, it's difficult. What do you mean it's difficult? If some few dudes can make London Underground Simulator and allow you to walk around, I'm pretty sure you guys can do that. Same with Dovetail, they're big enough to make this so that you can get out and walk around. But they just don't. Because they don't see it as important. And yet it is, to a simmer, it's very important. Because the one thing you want to do is get outside of your vehicle and look around it. Particularly in a game like Euro Truck, where you've spent ages customizing the truck to look the way you want it. But even in something like this, you want to get out and look around the train and get inside it and sit down on a seat. And then the ultimate would be, you know, interacting with passengers or interacting with the buffet car. Just go and buy yourself a cup of coffee and sitting in the back there would just be amazing. It'd be so cool. People want this, but they never put it in the game because they're just focused on building the map and building the loco and not actually building out the environment, the sim, the other side of it, the softer side of it. Same with Flight Simulator. I mean, I play a flight sim. I'm flying an aircraft, right? Now, it's not so much applicable on YouTube, but on Twitch, where there are people watching you live, if there's one thing those people would want, it's to be able to sit in the back of that plane and experience, from a passenger perspective, me taking them from A to B in that aircraft. They would love that. And who wouldn't? And the pressure on me as I'm flying, knowing full well that people that are watching are sat, you know, in a virtual way, sat in the back of my aircraft. You know, if I screw it up, we're all going down. But hey, how awesome is that? You could do that in a train sim. I could be driving this train and a whole bunch of people could just jump in the back and sit in the back. They can walk up and down the train. They can talk to each other, interact while they're in this train that I'm driving. I think that'd be great fun. Who knows, maybe one day I'll meet the right people and I'll be able to sort of pitch this idea to them and go, why don't we make that? And life would be amazing. It is lovely British countryside around here. Notice how this track is actually elevated up, whereas earlier it was like a valley. This has been raised up out of the ground, cut into the side of the hill and flattened off and embanked like that. I bet the trains coming past in summer, they'd see all the harvester machines going up and down here. Oh, hello. Little commuter train. Hey, we're going downhill. We might actually get close to 100 miles per hour. I wouldn't bank on it, but we might get close to it. Look, we're not going to get there on time again, and I'm doing 100% power. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Have I got, like, some brake pressure going on here? What's that? That's reading brake pressure. Oh my god. Are you actually serious? Are you actually serious? Wow. That is an epic fail. Hang on, did that actually have an effect? The pressure bars haven't changed. I think it has, you know. Look at the speed. Although we are going downhill, it's kind of hard to judge, but I think our top end speed has increased slightly. Part of me wonders why I'm even allowed to put the parking brake on and drive off, but nevertheless, I left the parking brake on. I remember setting it right at the start, and I didn't turn it off because I was talking. But now look at my speed. Oh, good grief. Okay, so I'm now going to have 1,000 comments on my video going, Squirrel, you left the parking brake on. You idiot, I was screaming at the monitor. Hey, I put my hands up to that one. That is a majorly epic fail. The only thing is, like with the parking brake on almost any vehicle, you just can't set off with it on. But with this, I was able to, and now my average speed has gone from 90 to like 110. Ah, no wonder I've been failing this scenario. Good grief. Okay, well that's my bad entirely. It looks like the timings on the scenario are not to blame. Squirrel epic fail is definitely to blame. I'm actually approaching this very, very quickly. Come on, brakes, please work. Anytime you like. I'm less than a mile away and we're still doing 100. Whoa! Maybe I'm not stopping as quickly now because I don't have the parking brake on. Hey, you've got to laugh about this stuff. Too busy talking about the scenery and totally forgot to turn off the parking brake. I actually don't think I'm going to get this. I'm going to full service braking. Okay, I think we're okay. Well, that explains that. But we're here to look at the scenery. Hello, sorry we're late. I left the parking brake on, so that's why we're late, okay? Don't hate me! That's amazing. The thing is though, I'm just looking over at the dials and I still can't work out why it is. Still can't work out why it is that those pressure bars are reading pressure. Looks like we're going to have to use the full length of this thing. Welcome to Chippenham. Okay. Anywhere here will do. Yeah, if you look inside, look, the pressure, like, that's the brake that I'm applying, but what the heck is that? These buttons don't do anything. Does a wiper slow and fast actually work? Yeah, I don't know. I've solved one problem, I still haven't solved why that's not reading anything, unless that's the reserve tanks. Right away, driver. Dear me. Hey, has this thing got cruise control? I need to look in the manual. Maybe this thing's got cruise control on it. Which could be what that is, unless that's gonna... That's not indicating track speed or anything, so I don't know. Next stop is Bath Spa, Platform 1 at 10:35 or so. 12 miles away, so not that far. Oh wow, look at that, that's lovely. Looks like Chippenham's a lovely place. Very nice. Lots of trees and fields. Definitely makes a place feel nicer. It's funny, isn't it? We all want to live in our houses. Like, we all want to live in our little brick houses and stuff. But we also want to feel with, like we're near nature, like next to it, but nature's not invading us. If you see what I mean? Like, we don't want to live in the woods in little mud huts, but we want our creature comforts. But we like to be within trees and grass and stuff. It kind of makes it feel much more natural. Where if you live in a city, you live in a concrete jungle. Doesn't feel anywhere near as nice. 10:35. Yeah, look at that. Once you turn off the parking brake, amazingly enough, you can get to your destination on time. I mean, who would have thought? I cannot believe this thing let me drive with the parking brake on. How ridiculous is that? In emergency, strike hard to apply brake. The slam button. That's what that is. None of those work. None of that works. That's if you want to phone the missus. Can't really tell what that is. From the writing, looks like it's the sectors. So that's where we are right now. We came out of London, went through that sector there, into that one there. In case you don't know where we are in the world. Why is it they've got all of this electric shock treatment detail and the valve treatment detail, and then they don't even show that one properly? Like, they scanned that one in at 4 DPI. I like how these are worn out, that's kind of cool. What else have we got? It's very simplistic in these places, isn't it? Foam spray. I love the grungy, worn out look they've done. That's really nice. They could have just made this all shiny, but they've not. They've made it look like a real one, you know? A decade in service. Strange place for some houses. I'll be honest, the parking brake didn't make that much difference to the speed, but it was enough to knock out my schedule by a few minutes. Which means the parking brake's braking capacity is not that good. In fact, it makes me wonder if it would actually hold the whole thing up if you were on a slope. Would the parking brake stop you from rolling down? I doubt it would. But it was certainly enough to mess me about, because now I can get a ton out of this thing. Can't believe I sat there going, oh, why can't I even go 100? Oh well, it's done. Does that work? What the heck? There we go. It works, it's absolutely horrible, and it's kind of glitchy. Go on, off you go, get out of the way. Fantastic. Oh, that's a great view. Stick your head out the window, what a great view. This, in case you don't know, is the Box Tunnel. This is the 1.8 mile, 3 kilometre long tunnel. And even though we're going 113 miles per hour, as you can see, it still takes quite a while to get through. It's pretty cool, huh? What's even cooler is the 100-mile-an-hour speed limit at the end of it. Do you want to brake sometime? Wow, I just about got down to a ton just before that limit. So yeah, operationally, I've been doing quite a nice job. I just messed up on that one thing. Never mind. ETA 10:35. Look at it, we're actually getting there on time now. That is so annoying. I can't believe it. Ugh. It doesn't matter, I wanted to show you the scenery, and that's what I've done. I've not completed this scenario, but I don't mind that. I wanted to show you just how incredible this scenery is. Whilst we have a little journey together, and I think we've done that, succeeded in that one, but I just not got there on time. Because of my own stupidity. I think as I put the parking brake on, I thought to myself, I must remember to turn that off, and then the back of my mind I went, I better forget to turn that off. No, I'll be fine. I'll remember. Nah. Because once you start waffling, and then it goes, right, set off driver, you just don't remember. But I must admit, I did kind of expect it to beep. Like if you try to do that in other vehicles, even a truck or a plane, if you try to move with the parking brake turned on, you'll know about it pretty fast. But not in this thing, it seems. This is so expansive, isn't it? Look at this. Fantastic. Like, it's two hills, and everything's built between the two hills. Bath Spa. Now, Bath platform is actually on a bit of a curve, which you'll see. Yeah, it's a very nice little place, Bath, actually. I was impressed when I went there. You can see the kind of Roman constructions all over the place. There's a university. It has like a waterway running right through it. What do they call it? It's a weir, I think. Is what they call it. I can't remember the name of it now. But it's like a cascaded water. Okay, let's get this thing down to 55. And then down to 40. Lots of speed changes as we come in. But yeah, look around you, just look at the stonework. It really is like this. Okay, we are on track, 40-mile-an-hour speed limit. Actually going, picking up speed very slightly as we go downhill. This is the curve. Now the platform, like I say, is on this curve. Wow. I don't think I'd want to live in those houses right next to this train station. Some people live like right next to train lines. And as the whole thing goes past, like the vibration is immense. Wow, we actually got here on time. It's amazing what you can achieve without the parking brake on. I think I need to make sure I use the whole length of this, because this platform is... looks to be... just about long enough. Eesh, look at that. Wow, that's close. Looks like the loco should have been just very slightly forward there. But yeah, look at it. It's picturesque. Really nice. This is the water that runs all the way through. The whole thing's on a curve. Right away, driver. Oh, it actually ticked that one, look. So I failed 3 stops with the parking brake on. I'm amazed that I actually did that first one with the parking brake on. That's impressive. And I actually got there super early. That's even more impressive. Look at it. Gorgeous, huh? Speed limit just went up to 90, which is very, very useful. Oh, 100 miles per hour. How far is it now? 11 miles to Bristol Temple Meads. Zoom out and have a look at this scenery. Again, if you're in the drive, this is it, right? If you sit in the driver's cab, you can't see any of this scenery. Like, the people who model this, look at the stuff they built. Look at that. It's insane. It's laid out hundreds of houses, factories, roads, and then you sit in here and you don't see a single jot of it. That must be really disappointing for a map author. Like, if there's one thing that motivates a map author, he wants to build stuff that people look at and go, wow, that's actually really cool. And if you just sit in the cab, you don't see any of this. Opposite number coming the other way, I reckon. Let's back on from the throttle a little bit here. Nine miles. I actually don't think we're going to get up to 125 track speed. I've got a feeling it might stay at 100 for the rest of this. We shall see. Look at that when you leave Bath on the way to Bristol. Look at that. It just opens out into countryside. And Bath and Bristol are both pretty... I think Bristol's bigger than Bath, but they're both reasonably populous places, particularly Bristol. Like I say, I don't come here very often, so it's only what I know. Whoopsie. About to bust the speed limit there. We'll leave it on 20%, that should be enough. Yeah, that's nice. I don't think this has a cruise control on it, you know. I mean, this... It strikes me that this loco is too old for the cruise control. So we're going to put all the brakes on. Min-max, not sure what that is. Engines. Thanks! Driver guard. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that's for. That display must show something of significance. Oh, bouncy much. Well, it's been fun anyway. Apart from the parking brake fiasco, this has been a pretty amazing journey. 2 hours long from London Paddington down to Bristol Temple Meads. I think there is a 3-hour... There is a 3-hour scenario that you can do, which probably, at a guess, goes from Exeter down to Paddington. So it would be this line, but it would carry on from Bristol all the way down to Exeter, which is probably about at least another hour. So I think there might be one to do with the high-speed train on that one as well. But look, all these little platforms here, you're never going to see these unless you take one of the local commuter runs. Four miles, we're going downhill. Let's get a little bit of braking going on. I'm so disappointed in that, I can't even tell you. I could have had this scenario nailed completely. But it wasn't to be. 90 warning just passed. I'm just going to leave the brakes on because we're still going downhill. Releasing now. Oh wow, look at this. Just a tunnel cut straight through the rock. It's a pity the acoustics on that are just not right, are they? If you're on a tunnel and you sound that off, even though you're in your cab, I'm pretty certain that sounds very different. Wow, 25 limit coming in. Wowzers. And then a 15. We must be changing track or something. There we go. Bristol Temple Meads platform... What is it? Platform 16. Pretty open here. What the heck? Is that an American truck? What the... Let's keep my eye on the ball. About to go through some significant speed drops. $40. Yeah, 25 change track. We must be moving over. Yeah, look, we're arriving on time now. What a scumbag. Bristol Temple Meads. Now, there's a lot of businesses here. Okay, where's our track change? Green signal. Must be this one. No. Yellow signal. Limit. 15 miles per hour into the platform. Really? It's a bit cautious. Why is it only 15 here? That's crazy. Look at the state of this platform, though. Wowzers. That's some seriously nice detail going on here. It's a terminus, that's why. Been brought into the end terminal line. Hello! 1047 ETA, perfect. So we get a tick for this one. Well, I'll definitely remember not to put the parking brake on the next video. I promise you that. Let's pull up alongside this guy. Done and done. Nice bit of dancing floor going on here. Don't know what that's about. Very, very, very impressive. Unlike my driving. That was London Paddington to Bristol Temple Meads. This has been the Western Mainlines route from Just Trains. This is now available to buy on the Just Trains website. I can't say anything, you know, but good stuff. I mean, I think the sheer amount of scenery you get in this is amazing. But just make sure that you've got a decent amount of trains so you can play these scenarios. Bad luck, you did not complete the scenario successfully. Yeah, don't I know it, pal. Targets complete 4 out of 7. I love this. Picked up passengers at 4 out of 7 platforms. That's a lie. I picked them up. I just didn't pick them up on time. High-speed train FUW Blue, 1 hour and 53 minutes. Distance travelled 118 miles, 190 kilometres. So that was, in fact, if you scroll to the bottom of here, where is it now? That was that one that we just played. The Western Mainlines high-speed train FGW. So you can see here the Western Mainline scenarios, and anything with a JT on it, like that, you have to have the Just Trains train to do it with, which I don't have quite a few of. But all the other ones, which are like standard ones, you can get from Steam. All these, you're fine with, if you've got them. Hope you enjoyed that. Massive cock up on my part with the parking brake, but I hope you enjoyed the Western Mainlines and those... that journey we just made. I'll definitely do more journeys in the future on Western Mainlines. Until next time, guys, take care. Happy training.